Hello, and welcome to Covington's Consulting and Services Veterans All Call to Entrepreneurship. My name is Sharon Covington, owner of Covington's Consulting and Services, and I'm glad you're here with me today. You know, being a military person, because I worked for Department of Defense and I worked on military bases at Fort Riley and in Fort Myer, and you understand what it is to have a regime, set schedules, having things ingrained in you as to the way the Department of Defense wants it. Leaving the military really kind of took me aback. I was missing living on the base because I missed that camaraderie, that connection with other military families, trying to go to work and work with people who just seem to be there and not be about the business of the job. It did a lot. And so I understand with you having been in the military, having been um, in the service and a part of something, that feeling of connection, you feel like you're losing, and then the fear of wondering, can I run a business? But you can. You technically have been doing it. What worked for me was realizing that at the time God gave me my first business, that my kids actually needed me at that place in their life where they were. I had one in preschool, one a junior in high school. We were looking at colleges, and then one in middle school who was just going through a lot of things. Being a business owner, you can train your employees to work like you know how to work with the things that you learned while being in the service. And it's just that simple. I'm not going to say it's hard, easy being a business owner. There are days when you might feel like, why am I doing this? There are days when I wanted to shut the shop down. But this one gentleman, every time I would run into him, would tell me, whatever you do, don't quit. And I would get so mad, but I would hang in there, and then something amazing would happen. Working with homeless veterans and ex offenders just really made a difference. I worked with them, they did not work for me. When I created my standard operation procedures, SOP, I let them have some say, and I learned that giving people ownership in different things in running your business, they were more apt to use it and to um, adhere to what it was you were asking them to do. So, in this mini course, we're going to talk about what it is to be an entrepreneur. Can you be an entrepreneur? Um, Understanding you, what it is about you that you could bring to your business. You're already doing the business with your side hustle, your hobby, or just that thing that you do where you're always helping people. So why not get paid for it? My 8-week course takes you through learning who you are, figuring out what it is you would like to do, and making it happen. You leave the program after 8 weeks an LLC with the state that you live in. Right now, Texas is waiving the fee, but we also have the highest fee. Our fee is $300. So they're waiving the fee for veterans to become business owners. You will leave a registered vendor. What is that? A registered vendor has you registered to do business with your city, your state, your local government, the public transportation department, Department of Transportation, DOT. There's so much that you could do, and you're already doing it. So why not putting it into a legitimate entity? Becoming a legitimate LLC also protects your personal assets. Right now, you're doing the things that you're doing with no written agreement with anyone, with no insurance of any type, using your social security number and your personal credit for everything that you do. With a business, you get to separate those things. You get to create a business credit so that everything that your business does is making its own way, separate from your personal credit, separate from your personal taxes. You put yourself on payroll. I'm on payroll. I pay myself a check every 2 weeks. Um, you just get to do what it is you feel like you have always wanted to work for, the company that you always wanted to work for. So, owning a business allows you to connect to people in a way that's comfortable for you. When you're hiring individuals, you get to say, this is how we do things here. Instead of you trying to get out there, get hired for a job, and then feeling like everything is so slap hazard. There's no order. You get to bring that order into your own business, and it makes a difference. It's made a difference for me. um, I once worked for the Pentagon, and back in the day, women had to wear a dress and pantyhose and heels every day, or a skirt suit every day. And that's what I know. And so that's how I've always dressed. And I had one employer tell me, when I dressed down one day because I was so tired after a road trip, he said, it's about time you look like everybody else. You look like you're going to a funeral every day. So the things that have been embedded in us working for Department of Defense, is so much easier to take it and make it, put it into your business, bring it into your business. And the people you bring into your business, you get to train them to understand what you already do, what you already know, what you've been doing for years. So this program actually puts you in tune with yourself. You know, you're already a business owner. You're already doing something. So why not get it to a place where you're allowing it to make you money? It's bringing you in an income, and it's exciting. It really is. So you have this idea, and it's burning inside of you. And I once did a workshop when I first moved to Atlanta, because I went to Atlanta to start a business. I didn't know what kind of business, but I knew I wanted to start a business. And the only thing I remember the guy saying at the very end was, everybody is not a manager. Everybody can't supervise. But if you think you would roll over in your grave because you never gave it a try, then go for it. And that was all I remember him saying. And that was what I had decided I was going to do. At the same time, I also learned that I'm a people person. And I learned to watch people, especially working for CID. You really learn to watch people. But knowing and feeling when my employees were going through something, and not just looking over that and expecting them to be at their best, because they weren't going to be. Um, Having that open door policy with my employees and letting them know that I want to hear what you have to say, and I'm listening. And I'm pretty sure you have been in places at times at working for Department of Defense where you really felt like you did not count. Um, but you do. And you want to make other people feel that way. Understand, I didn't start a business because I didn't want to have to report to anybody. As a business owner, you still have two people you report to. No ands, ifs, or buts. God and IRS. They're going to get theirs. Believe me. So you've got this burning idea inside of you, or you've got this thing that you're already doing, and you live it day in and day out. You hear it, you see it, you smell it, you taste it, and it's all you can talk about. Then go for it. Why not? But we're gonna talk about, why are you going into business? And is your business a business that only you have to do, or only you can do? Or are you ready to hire people? Do you want to give other people a chance at making a good living? Purpose and passion, or money and notoriety? Which one is it? I did mine's for purpose and passion. Like I said, I started the first company, the wake up service, and hiring myself out to one man businesses back in 1987. But in 1994, when God gave me my cleaning company, I realized I was responsible for people's livelihoods. And did I really want to do that? But I knew what it felt like to just make minimum wage, or what it felt like having someone at the welfare office tell you that $2.65 made me over income for Medicaid back in 1978. So I said, you know what? I can do this. I want to do this. I want to make a difference. I want to help people feel like they have some self worth, make them feel like they are respected. Um, what is it you really want to own a business for? Um, the money is good, the money can be good, but what else is there? All that makes a difference. And, coming out of the service, you you feel like you losing that connection to other soldiers. Over the years, working with and training homeless veterans, I have spoken for them in many different entities, and telling them, you know what? You need to give them a battle buddy. When my daughter went to Iraq and came back home, her battle buddy lived in a whole nother place. Why not give a battle buddy right here at home when they get home? So, with you hiring people, you can hire other veterans that know what it feels like to lose that connection, other veterans who know what it feels like to that like you don't have a place, but you do. But how are you going to make that place? What are you going to make work for you? Being a business owner just puts your mindset in a whole nother realm. You get to bring in what you have learned throughout your time in the military and throughout your time with Department of Defense, all the places that you've been, all the countries that you've seen, being able to get along with other people no matter where they were from, or what their culture was, or what their ethnicity was. um, the military just made all that happen, and it made it so. And so getting out, starting a business allows you to bring it all full circle for yourself as well as for others. Because who knows better than you what it is you're expecting in the place that you work, right? So after we get you in tune with yourself, then we want to talk about your LLC. So during the time that you're in the program, after about the third week, we start looking at business names, and we start looking at what kind of company you want to create, and what kind of atmosphere do you want. So we look at names. We send the names to the Secretary of State, whatever state you live in, and we ask them, is this available? Once they say it is, then we apply for it now. Applying for an assumed name and applying for an LLC are two totally different things. The assumed name only tells the state, okay, when I'm ready, this is the name that I want. But applying for the LLC says, this is the name I want for my business. This is who I am. And we talk about it. We get it started, we get it going. You learn how to write your articles of organization because they have to be mailed in with your paperwork. We expedite it so that once they get it in the mail and they say, they stamp it and they say, okay, you know what, they can have this, they'll email you right away. And when you receive that email, it is just so awesome because now you are a business. You have a business that you started, something that you've been doing all the time, but now you can really tell people, this is what I charge. Here's the contract. Here's an invoice. And it just takes you to a place where you're like, wow, I'm really doing this. When I started my cleaning company, I looked at it as a means of support for me and my family. I was a single mom off and on, married more than one time, but that's how I saw my business. So when I moved my business to Jacksonville, Florida in 1998, I got my first state contract. That's when I started hiring ex-offenders with the homeless veterans and working with the shelter employee liaisons to get people to work. But I once, in 2003, I was asked to bring my business into an incubator. What's an incubator? Okay, so a business incubator allows you to rent office space for like a third of what commercial spacing costs. And it allows you to grow your business so that you get to a place where you've got enough money coming in, enough revenue coming in to go ahead and rent you space where you really want to be or buy you space. But I kept being asked to do this application for this incubator, and I went to the Lord and I was like, wait a minute. I'm barely making it paying the personal bills. How am I going to pay rent on office space? And I said, you know what? Ever since I opened this cleaning company, I have only seen my business as a means of support for me and my family. If I'm going to do better, I need to see different. I need to see it different. Otherwise, I'm not going to make it. And in 3 weeks' time, I started seeing me doing millions in business. I am registered with SAM, which is the federal vendor registration. And I have done my first federal contract with the cleaning business. And so when I started seeing my business doing millions, I said, okay, now I can go into the incubator. So we're going to go over your mindset constantly. You know, where is your mindset? What are you thinking? How do you see yourself? How big do you want to be? And those are things that you need to consider while you're getting your business ready to open. So joining a chamber of commerce, a small one, because when you join a chamber and you open your business, they do a ribbon cutting ceremony for you and they put you out there to help you get customers. In the program, we're going to talk about leads. How do you get a lead? What if somebody says, I know somebody that has this position where they need an organization that does this, does what you do. And they give you that person's name and phone number and email address. Follow that lead immediately. I don't let a lead go cold if I can help it. And believe it or not, when people see you answer it right away, they won't have a problem giving you more referrals or more leads. And that the leads they give you, when you say, oh, so and so told me that you had this and I wanted to see if it would be a nice fit for the both of us. You're going to learn how to go after that customer, but make that customer feel like you all about them and not just about you getting their business. That makes a difference. It makes a big difference when you are working on getting contracts and customers that become customers for a long time. Not customers that want to tell you how to do your business, how they want you to do it. We're not talking about those kind of customers. We're talking about customers who appreciate your service, appreciate your product, appreciate your attention to them. All of that matters. All of that matters. We're also going to talk about your business logo. What is it going to look like? You're going to have that when you leave. You're going to have your business logo and you're going to have your business cards ready to hand out. We're going to get you your EIN number, your employment identification number, separate from your Social Security number. This is the business's Social Security number. And everything you do with the business, you use that number. And that's how the business builds its credit. Your business card should sell you and what you do without you having to be in the room. That's what you have to look at. That's what you're going to learn. That's what needs to happen. You have to be able to sell your business without you being there. And then what about your elevator speech? 30 seconds. 30 seconds. You turn around, you stand in the front of everybody in the elevator. Hello. My name is, this is my business, and this is what we do, and you can contact me at. Real quick. 30 seconds, you're going to learn how to do your 30-second elevator speech so that when somebody asks you, so what do you do? Remember, you only have 30 seconds, but you don't want to rattle it out, but you want to give it to them so they say, And so how does that work? Can you explain anything else to me? Sure. Here's my card. How about we set up an appointment, a free consultation? The thing is to get you as comfortable running your business as you were working as a soldier or an officer in the military, because they go hand in hand and they can work together for you if you give it a chance. I know that the business opportunity that you have in front of you is yours and you've already been doing it. You've already seen the vision or you have it written down. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision down so that someone can run with it. You want to be able to put people in place so that your office runs smoothly, whether you're there or not. And it's so interesting how God will set things up. I once worked for a company in Atlanta, an advertising company. There were only 15 of us, and that included the two owners, president and vice president. And I watched them. And I realized I had gotten that job because God wanted me to see how a small business is run. They had themselves on payroll just like everybody else. They didn't pay themselves more than their highest advertising person. They had an open door. They were accessible. They were touchable. You don't want to be one of those people that looks high and sits high and looks low. You want a place where the morale is good, where people want to be there. While they're there, they can smile and it's okay. That's the kind of business that you want to have. And it's not so much about barking orders, but giving orders in a way that allows people to look at you and say they care. That's what made it important for me, that my employees knew and felt that I cared. And I did. And I do. Um, I haven't worked a cleaning company in quite some time now. I basically do the training and I have my own academy. So if you decide to buy into the program and become an LLC, let me take you into becoming an LLC, then you will see that the name of my academy is Success Training Academy for Another Chance. And success stands for succeeding under Christ in society, entering society skilled. That's what success stands for. Because technically, if you're getting out or if you're retired and you're trying to get something going, you're entering back into society. Because technically, being in the military all that time, you were cut off from society. Yeah, you went home and you visited for 30 days, but you knew you were going back and you want to get back into that space where you were comfortable. But now that you're coming out, now that you're leaving the military and you're not as comfortable, owning your own business, you can make yourself comfortable because you're creating the atmosphere that you're used to working in and being around. And it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. So I'm glad you joined me for this mini course. If you are interested in coming into the program, you can email me at covington, Covington, at Covington with an S, Covingtons, consulting.com. Or you can call me at 469-333-6612 and we can get started. The program will be pretty much working on your own. We'll meet once a week by Zoom. Any questions you have, talk over the homework or the assignments because there are some, and we will go from there. Thank you for joining me on this mini course, and I hope it has given you an idea of what it is we're about to get into. You take care, and thank you.